going on, guys? Today I've paired up with Microsoft Surface and a bunch of other YouTubers to share our stories with you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the road to success and kind of the zigzaggy, actually that's a pretty good way to put it, kind of all the zigzags that it takes to get there. Now I know a lot of you guys are going to be heading off to college, some of you high school, some of you are already in the workforce. There's a lot of you that are looking up to trying to get promoted and this and that, but a lot of you guys are headed off to college this year, and that can be a pretty scary time. It's pretty fun to think about, but it can also be a pretty scary and frightening time as well. Take it from somebody who just graduated college and has taken every alternative route in life pretty much possible. I'm just gonna keep on with the zigzag thing. I kind of like that word. Life is a zigzag path. For me, I lost count of how many, I don't know how many times my life changed directions, went 0 to 60 and 60 to 0 again, and changed a million different directions to get where I am at today. Now, going on all these different directions is not necessarily a bad thing. What's great about that is all the kind of crazy bumps and all the weird paths that I've gone on is really what's defined me as a person. So I want to give you guys some encouragement today and let you guys know that those crazy, weird obstacles you're going to go through, it's actually what's going to define you. And I hope my story can help encourage you as well. I love being able to tell my story because my life has been wild beyond what most people can even imagine. Beyond what I do with cars and beyond what I've done with school, it's been pretty insane. So I hope that I can maybe shed some light on it and encourage you guys to do what you like to do and to do what your heart tells you. Where's the eraser function? Here it is. I'm trying to erase this. Here we go. Most think that life is about as simple as this. You have point A, which is where you're at right now, and you have point B. It's where you want to be. Problem is, a lot of people think that it's like that. You're going to college, you have it all planned out, you have it all figured out, you have the degree that you want, you have the job that you think you might want lined up. Well, I'm here to tell you a little something that's gonna maybe throw you off a little bit. It's not exactly like that. What it actually does is it kind of goes something similar to this kind of deals. Now some are a little bit more squiggly, some are a little more straight, but you kind of get the point. It's full of zigzags. I like the word zigzag. I'm really entertained with that word. That's really nice. Freaking flies are everywhere. I have been doing YouTube for 5 years now. You don't believe me? Check this out, check this out. Go right here. Let's see, zoom in. Here we go. Here's my Scion. See that little 5 years ago? I've been doing this for a super long time. And if you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be doing what I'm doing today, I would have laughed at you and told you that you are freaking nuts. Because I thought I had it all figured out. I was like you, maybe, and thought that my life was already planned out, that it was going to go accordingly, it was going to go to plan, everything was going to be just right. Going back a little bit, I graduated high school in 2013. I had done a YouTube for about 1.5 years or whatever at that point. I graduated high school in 2013. I had the mindset of going into college to be a business mogul. I wanted to get hired by some fancy company. After I had gotten a normal college degree. The problem with that is I wanted to conform and be like the rest of everybody else and kind of align myself with my family's expectations and society's expectations, and you know the rest. I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to be like the rest of the world instead of embracing who I actually am and who I wanted to be. I had huge hopes of getting hired from some big Fortune 500 company. Actually, I have a vlog. I don't actually think I have internet here, so I can't load more. I have a vlog that I did back in the day where I literally talked about that. Talked about how I wanted to get hired by like Shell or something like that. I wanted to do marketing, or I wanted to have some kind of job in finance or investment banking. I got my degree, my college degree in finance, so I wanted to do something like that. But talking a little bit about college was a very interesting time for me. That's probably when I hit the most amount of zigzags in my life. Now, I have gone through a lot of stuff in my life. Like most of you who follow the channel know, I have anxiety, I have Tourette syndrome. So if you see me sit here do this on the camera, that's why. I have anxiety, Tourette syndrome, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, but I think the biggest obstacle for me was the fact that I had attention deficit disorder. It didn't make college impossible for me, but it made it really tough. I think the biggest zig or zag that I ran into in college was medication and the ADD aspect of it. Most of you guys know if you have attention deficit disorder, the world likes to deal with that by shoving you medication and telling you that that will make you normal. And it makes me sad to think about it, but I actually, because I started taking medication, I started taking Adderall when I was in high school, because that made me normal. That made me like everybody else. Instead of embracing what I wanted to do or who I actually was, I zombified myself so that I could be just like the other people in my class. Instead of doing what my heart wanted, I forced myself to be what society wanted me to be. Now, aside from that, I'm not trying to make this depressing, I'm just trying to tell a little bit of my story here. Aside from that, I think one of the other biggest turning points that I had in my kind of schooling career and this career as a whole, I had a really great job offer from a company that does financial advising. I was actually so far up into the interview scale that I was about to meet with the head honcho for him literally to tell me, hey, yo bro, you got the job. And this job was gonna pay huge bucks. The problem is, I thought that this is what I was meant to do. But I sat back before I almost accepted that job and I was like, first off, am I really using my true potential, my creativity? Am I actually doing what my heart wants me to do? Or am I sitting here just trying to meet and exceed my family's expectations of me, my schooling, my teachers' expectations, my college's, society's expectations? Am I just trying to get a normal job? A big problem too was like I wanted security. I wanted to feel secure with somebody who's going to pay me every week, because I'll admit it's still kind of scary sometimes. I don't know what next month's paycheck's going to be, and it's still something I have to kind of deal with. But that was a big frightening thing for me too. But at the end of the day, I sat back and I asked myself, is this what I was designed for? Is this where my heart is, or is this where my wallet wants me to be? And I realized that it is not where I was called to be, so I called it off, and I think that was the best decision of my life. Anyways, after struggling with attention deficit disorder, Adderall, the whole job issue, going through school, I finally embraced, about my junior year, I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna take this seriously, and I'm gonna do this because I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I decided to follow my heart and pursue the calling that I've always felt called to. I wanted to entertain a crowd, and I did so through my love of cars. Now, I've always wanted, and I don't think I've ever actually said this on the channel, I have always wanted to pursue acting. I've always wanted to be an actor. And I believe that where I'm at right now is just another zig or another zag to that, I guess, pursuit. But point being, I'm still making it somehow. I'm still zigzagging. I haven't quite gotten to place B yet, but I'm working on it. So here's little bitty me. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Here's little bitty me right here, waving at you. This was 5 years ago, and this is my my dream. We'll just say this is my dream over here. So we're gonna do this, and that's acting. So I've gone through a lot of stuff. This is all my college stuff, all this garbage that I told you about. I'm probably maybe like right here or something like that right now. I want you guys to know I'm still going through it too. I really like drawing on this thing. It's really fun. Anyways, one thing I want to like leave you guys with is a word of advice, and that is my regret, my biggest regret that I've ever had. Although I do not regret the zigs and the zags that I've had in my life, because those things, like I said earlier, are what have defined me, and those are what have shaped me to who I am today. But if I could go back and I could alter one thing, it would be that I wish that I had given it my all, my 100% earlier on in my YouTube career. I wish that I had seen the potential YouTube had to offer for me, and I wish that I had believed in myself and seen the potential that I myself had through YouTube. Unfortunately, I kind of put it off until it was convenient for me. I kind of put it off through all those obstacles that I went through college until I finally decided to just go balls out and say, hey, I'm gonna just go for this. I wish I had done that earlier, but that's part of it. Today, I want to leave you with this. I want to encourage you to embrace and pursue the unique talents that you have been given. Everyone has a dream. Listen to me on this. Everyone out there watching this, everyone has a dream. Most are just too scared to follow it or ashamed to admit that they do. Be the one that stands out. And remember that you're a big deal. This is really weird. I feel like I'm getting, but seriously though, you guys, you're a big deal. Create a future that's molded by you, and don't depend on somebody else. Don't depend on something else. Don't try and exceed somebody's expectations for you. Don't live somebody else's reality. Live your own. And most importantly, don't let anybody dull your enthusiasm, because the world will hate you for trying to do your own thing. Take it from me. Look at my comment section. Speaking of comments, if you guys have any questions at all, I will be answering if you guys need any help whatsoever, whatever you're going through, I want you guys to comment down in this video, whatever's bothering you, whatever's going on. Here in 2 weeks, I'm going to be making another Q&A video. I'm going to be picking my favorite questions that you guys have asked me, and I'm going to verbally be answering them for you to help you guys and guide you through whatever you need to be guided through. And also, if you're watching this on the Microsoft Hub, watch some other stories as well. There are plenty of other YouTubers that have done this kind of same thing and talked about their experiences in growing up and their experiences in success. Thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. One of the things I want to just leave with you today is overcoming your zigzags and overcoming your obstacles. That is the kind of thing that defines you as a person. That defines you as a person. Don't be defined by the obstacles you've been given. Be defined as the person that overcame them. That's something I always like to say, and that's something I want to leave you guys with today. Overcoming your obstacles allows you to become victorious. Peace out. I'm doing this all wrong. The reason I tell you that, some of you guys might wonder, I'm still blowing it here. Some of you guys might wonder why I always say that. There's a reason for that. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Is that good?
It's a really good day.
Really?
Yeah. Yay! You seriously need to put outtakes at the end of that.
We probably need outtakes.
All your mess ups with this.
All the what?
All the mess ups with
Oh, that's true.